The Prime Minister, we learned this weekend, once said trials without juries mean evidence is not properly tested and can lead to wrongful convictions. Was he wrong?
Just talking about that.
If that's the best he can do, Mr. Speaker, of course he wasn't wrong. That is why jury trials will remain the cornerstone of our system. What a waste of a question.
Mr. Speaker, I think the public will be very disappointed by this behaviour. The Justice Secretary cannot get his story straight. Like the Prime Minister, he once said criminal trials without juries are a bad idea. Yeah. Now he says they're a good idea, and his justification for this change is changing by the minute. Last week, 10 Labour MPs voted against the courts bill and 90 abstained. Yeah. They're looking for a compromise, not in the House of Lords, but while this bill is in this House. The Justice Secretary just refused to agree a sunset clause in answer to my honourable friend. So for the sake of the 100 Labour MPs who do not trust him or his intentions, I will ask again, will he consider a sunset clause, or will he tell his own MPs no?
Yeah. Justice.
I've got to say to the honourable gentleman, he hasn't apologised for the state that they left the criminal justice system in, closing 40% of court buildings in England, 40%, and also a reduction in...
Oh, sorry. Please, I'm not saying it to one side without the others chipping in. There's been quite enough, please. The public don't like it, and I don't want to tolerate it.
And also a reduction in funding of 23%. He knows 90% of cases, criminal justice cases, are dealt with by the Magistrates' Court. 10% go to the Crown Court. 7% of those people plead guilty. That leaves 3%. Our bill is to deal with a small proportion of that in a new division so we can do that swiftly. I've explained for the reasons before about demand in the system, about the length of trial, why it is my judgment that these have to be sustained changes as were made by the Thatcher government at the end of the 80s and the Labour government at the end of the 70s. That is what I proposed. It will now go to committee and report stage and get the debate and discussion in the usual way.